Hey there, my name is Pravus. Welcome to an upcoming hack-and-slash roguelike called Into the Necrovale. I don't actually know when the release date will be for this game. There is currently a demo available on Steam, and the developers reached out to make sure that I had a copy, and of course a big thank you for that. I think this game does have a fair bit of potential. We have been exiled into the realm of the Necrovale, a dark and mysterious world of hopelessness and despair. We are on some sort of a sacred mission. Couldn't really tell you exactly what that mission is. I don't think that's been fully revealed yet. But a lot of the game is ultimately going to come down to diving into the dungeons of the Necrovale and trying to defeat all enemies and gather up a special resource called the Hope Stones. This is a very important aspect of the game, but we'll talk about more of that in a little bit. Now, most of the dungeon's levels do come down to surviving waves of enemies or defeating all enemies, etc. It can be fairly tricky. Right now, I'm running around as a character summoning a pillar of fire at different locations, trying to destroy as many of these enemies as possible while surviving against their onslaught. And there's a lot of different weapons or gear available in this game that you can use to synergize with different powers and stuff in order to make yourself a little bit more powerful and kind of fit your playstyle. We'll go over a lot more of that in a little bit. For now, I just want to survive. Now, we have currently got dungeon level 8 over here. I believe there's 10 levels to this dungeon before we would get to some sort of a special boss. And as far as I know, that's about as far as the demo is going to go, though I do believe there's also a lot more content that will be in the full release. I'll show you more of that later. Now, something I want to point out is that there are 3 different resources we have to worry about. The first in the bottom left is, of course, our health. And we've already lost a fair bit because I got smacked around a little bit, and that is a bit of a problem, but oh well. Now, the other resource is something called power. The more you do some of these basic attacks, the more you'll start to build this up. Different weapons are going to have special attacks that you can activate by holding down shift and then making a regular attack. So if I hit tab right now, we can take a look at some of our equipment. This has a power move where it summons extra pillars of fire, recurring in the same spot if we use our special attack, and it costs us 5 out of our 20 power. So if I were to, let's just go ahead and say do that, well, hang on, do that right now, boom. You can see I'm just going to go ahead and create like 3 more pillars and stuff. So in certain circumstances where you have a lot of enemies all clustered up, that could be pretty good. Different weapons though, for example, this spear is going to have a fan of attacks all at once, so it kind of does a cone AoE attack and so on. There's a lot of different attacks available in this game, and you have to choose a weapon that really suits your playstyle. The other resource available to your character is called Hope, and this is a really important aspect of the game, and one thing that actually makes this game kind of unique. Let's go to... where do I want to go? Let's go to the treasure vault. That sounds like a whole lot of fun. Hang on, we got a branching path. What is this giant Kit Kat? I don't know if I've ever noticed this thing before. Hold on. There's a cast of different characters you can meet and interact with as you traverse through the dungeons. We'll worry about this later. The cat is judging me. It's expecting a gift. A gift, you say? Okay, we're apparently going to toss something in here. Well, hold on. We found the Prince of Thorns. What do you want? What do you want as far as a gift? Can I just toss something at you? There you go, just tossed a book. Is that going to do the job? No? Maybe this is something I haven't unlocked yet. Okay, I can see that being important for us later on. Anyway, hope is a really important aspect of the game. Right now, it is currently 31 out of 100, but this can go into the negative. Right now, our hope is depleting as long as we are staying in the Necrovale. The longer we are here, the worse this starts to get. If it ever gets down to negative 100 and we die, we're going to go through some serious consequences. Normally when you die, you just go back to your refuge, your starting base, right? With really no major losses. But if you lose while suffering from despair, I'll show you some footage where you kind of get met by this, I guess, dark goddess or something called Frigga, and she's going to take a random item from you, which is really important if you're carefully building up your character and you kind of can't afford to lose any critical piece of your setup. So, something to be aware of, you know, try really hard not to let your hope get too far down. Now, the question is, how do you gain more hope? Well, you get hope by completing some different dungeons and getting to pray at a shrine of, I think it's Yadun. We'll hopefully get to that point later on. Also collecting those hope stones. The hope stones are used as currency to upgrade your main base, but also you'll get some more hope simply by having them. So you want to try to conserve your hope as much as possible. Clear the levels very quickly, right? And then continue taking on larger challenges so you can get more hope stones, and hopefully, I say hopefully with a certain level of irony there, you're able to keep your hope nice and high. Occasionally, you'll run into some nice little things like this. We have the Crusader's effigy. I can go ahead and pay some respects here, which is actually going to help resist the loss of hope over time. So that means I can conserve this just a little bit longer. But there's always that pressure to move fast in this, which is interesting. Okay, we just ran into a special kind of a mission. There is an innocent soul here that's going to try to be escorted to the end of the level. So not every single dungeon is basically about killing all enemies. Sometimes it is ultimately about an escort quest as well. Why are you trying to hurt the innocent? Why is this place so mean? Why is the Necrovale so dang dangerous? I don't even know. But it is, so okay. Anyway, we're collecting some gold, by the way, as we go around. This is another currency in addition to the hope stones that you can get, and this is something you'll be able to use to upgrade your character, buy new equipment, and so on. Exactly what you'd expect. Once we finish this level, I will show you exactly how that's going to work. Oh, wait, nope, there we go. We managed to get all the way to the end. Excellent, you are okay, and we should get rewarded. We find another piece of equipment, the ruddy chain. Now, gear is a very important thing in this game. If I hit tab, you already saw this, but we have a lot of different equipment available. We've, of course, got our helmets, we've got our robe or chest piece, we got boots, gloves, we have a book, trinket, some sort of an offhand, and a main weapon, and you can mix and match these as much as you want. I've also got an inventory of gear that I have found the more that I have played the game. 35 health is actually pretty tempting. The question is, do I prefer the 43% extra range for my attacks? What's better, right? Just more survivability from health, or just try not to get hit. Anyway, we have completed this dungeon. We get to the Shrine of Yidun over here, which means I can collect all these hope stones. And you can see here, we are gaining a lot of hope in the process. I can also pray to Yidun, which is going to get me another piece of equipment. It looks like something pretty rare here, some slippers. They get me a barrier. Interesting, 3.5 barrier. So this could increase my survivability quite a lot. All right, well, this particular character, I don't know if this is going to be the best thing for me, though, because I have something here called the Messenger of Death, which means I'm still mobile while attacking. Normally, if you don't have these on, right, and you attack somewhere, you mostly are staying still. It's not a good example if it's going to stay there. There we go. Which can get you killed very quickly, so I'm really enjoying the Messenger of Death. But I could see with a different build, maybe just an invulnerability shield would be the better way to go. Anyway, now we've completed another level. We fulfill another mark here on this map. Now, this path right here is heading toward the Necrovale dungeons and some sort of a final boss. You can see, though, that there are a number of different paths to other areas within the Necrovale, including the Palace of Frigga, the River of Souls, the Despair Gate, and so on. Presumably, all of these are going to have a number of different missions and levels, kind of like the dungeon, but somewhat different in either the types of enemies or the map type or something along those lines. However, I think the demo only shows this current path. Might be wrong, it might be a thing where if you completely destroy the first boss, then maybe something else happens. But you see, I see this giant door here with 5 seals on it, and I feel like somehow we have to get to the end of the 5 different paths. If we go down here to the map, I can show you what I mean. There we go. The 5 different paths, unlock the seals, bring that over here to the Book of Seals, and we should be able to unlock what I assume is going to be the final boss of the game at the Despair Gate. Could be wrong on that, though. This is a demo. Anyway, now that we are back in the refuge, let's look at a few other things we can do. So, for example, I could go ahead and unlock this door with a character you can see hidden over here in the side of the map called the Harlot, another character we could meet, and it would cost me 12 of my hope stones. Or we could come down over here and interact with the Coward and unlock that room for 8. Or there's an Alchemist for only 4. I've already unlocked a blacksmith guy here who we can talk to, and he is going to help improve my equipment to the cost of a lot of gold. So we could do this for 99 coins, for example, and get our staff up to level 5. Or actually, I think it already is level 5. It would just get stronger. 128 hope stones to get into whatever this place is. Okay. And then, yeah, up over here, there are different doors that are currently blocked. That's where I'm assuming we would be able to go instead of the dungeons. Can also go ahead and talk to a merchant over here. The merchant is going to rotate an inventory every single map where we can buy some really good stuff. Holy crud, the Bomba Bow. Level 8 legendary bow with exploding damage. Well, that's pretty fun. 165 gold is kind of a lot, though. But we could sell off a lot of excess stuff I don't want. Like maybe one of these helmets and stuff like that, you know? I can sell this here. Maybe I don't want the ruddy chain. I'd rather have the range. Let's sell that. Let's get rid of another thing here, the chapel helm for poise damage. Don't need that. Angel's Wing, I can see that being a really good potion effect, so maybe I'll hold on to that. We keep the spear, because I don't have another type of weapon. We have exactly 165 gold, though. All right, let's go ahead and buy the level 8 crossbow thing. I'm just curious. We're going to go ahead and test this out. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Very short range. but it's explosive, and I'm currently equipping some gauntlets that allow for heat-seeking, so hopefully we can use this to take out lots of enemies. My only fear is that this thing fires too slowly, but we'll find out. Now, you may very quickly find yourself going to some dungeons where the enemies are a little bit too strong for you, and you can't really continue getting through here, right? It is absolutely okay to farm out some of the lower levels, right? Now, you do have to risk, like, losing a lot of hope doing that because you're not going to get many rewards, but as long as you can continue farming these, you can get more equipment, you can get more upgrades, and so on, other interactions with characters, blah, blah, blah. But if you want hope stones, you have to keep ramping up the difficulty, and that's where I'm saying there's always going to be some aspect of pressure saying, hey, you really should continue, taking on tougher challenges. All right, so we'll see how well these explosions do. Their short range is kind of a problem, I'm not going to lie. I am a little concerned that we have to get way too close to enemies to really make use of this bow, and we did just spend an absolute stinking ton of money on it, so I'm a little bit concerned that there's going to be some buyer's regret here. We'll see, but, on the plus side, if we treat it like a shotgun, it's pretty effective. It also could just be that this particular type of weapon needs some other equipment with it. I'm surprised the range isn't more effective than this. The Shrine of Blood would heal me. We could go to the Respite. I guess I will do that over here. We'll see what we can find. There's a few different things. All right, we'll just go ahead and knock down some of this stuff, grab some free potions. Let's Rest of the Fire, which is going to restore a small amount of my hope. And there's a stash where I could continue dropping off more stuff if I want to. So here's the thing. I could take this hat, boost my health by a lot, and my range by another 36%. Does this make this weapon more usable? Actually, that becomes a reasonable-ish amount of range. Let's see if that makes a difference. Okay, yeah, the extra range actually is making this weapon viable all of a sudden. Okay. They may have found a way to actually make this build work. I don't know if the heat-seeking is going to do me a lot of good. If we can find some better gauntlets, I am definitely going to be open to that. But anyway, yeah, so this is kind of a lot of what the demo currently is looking like. Now, I will say that I think the game suffers a little bit of the repetition because it's several levels of the dungeon, right? And if you're not strong enough, that means you should really just keep farming out the same stuff over and over again. And yeah, I could see some people saying that's just not as fun as it could be. But again, a lot of it is going to be about ramping up your power, trying to progress your character, get the best possible gear, and keep your hope as high as possible. But it also means if you ever get down to negative 100 and you die, and you lose a piece of gear that you've invested a lot of your time and effort into, oh, that is going to hurt. Now, do we want to go ahead and boost up the bow? And there we go. We now have a level 9 bow that does even more damage. Hopefully we can one-shot a lot of stuff. I'm really wary about getting into a corner over here. You may have noticed, by the way, that I am dashing around. I don't think I actually talked about that yet. So we can dash. Every character can. Usually in your offhand, you would hold like a shield, and this would let you block incoming attacks, but you lose all mobility when you do so. I've gone for a very evasion-heavy build, and that's why I'm currently wielding the Salto Crest, a 254% boost to roll speed. We roll a very long distance compared to what is default in the game, so hopefully I can get out of range of some of the big attackers before it is too late. You know, I didn't even check to see, by the way, what our special power attack is here. Okay, it's a piercing arrow that causes an explosion with every enemy hit. So if we can get a lot of enemies all clustered together, we can trigger huge explosions. Is that what you're saying? All right. Yeah, like that. Oh, that's actually really cool. What is this preserved eye thing we just found? I don't know yet. I'll drop the dagger, come over here and grab this. It is a chewable, so it's basically like a potion, so it's temporary, 67 seconds of extra attacks. Oh, that could be phenomenally powerful. Okay, maybe I'm in trouble here because these guys are all lunging at me very aggressively, and I'm not sure I can dodge enough of this. Hold on. And I'm dead. Holy crud. That guy just did almost half of my health in one shot. Okay, that was unexpected. So we failed, but because I had some hope left, we didn't lose anything. We just go right back to the base. Well, that's disappointing. Anyway, what was I saying before? Oh, right. The fact that you cannot farm out hope stones means you always have to be taking on harder and harder challenges, which really slows down how quickly you're going to be able to experience the content in this game, right? Because I might have to do several runs just trying to farm out the equipment I need in order to beat the higher levels, and I need to beat the higher levels in order to actually get to meet new characters and unlock new features and so on. So I think one thing that might be a little bit disappointing in this game for some people is going to be the rate of progression. That said, there's enough variety in the game that I think a lot of people could be happy with it anyway. I mean, I haven't shown you all the different weapon types and stuff. I was kind of expecting to find another one that might be worth showing off here, but so far, no. But you can imagine, right? I mean, like, you got your melee weapons where you can charge in and do a huge flurry of attacks and stuff like that, or they fire off really fast, they fire off really slow, blah, blah, blah. So you can kind of change up your playstyle dramatically, and a lot of this game is going to come down to, can you build up a character that is going to fit your playstyle? Can you find supporting items that actually make that character viable? And then can you keep taking on larger and larger challenges until you find out, well, nope, I have to change my playstyle up if I want to continue progressing. So it's a gear fest. It is a gear fest. That doesn't mean it's a unfun gear fest. Just, you know, you need to be prepared to embrace a little bit of a grind. Ooh, a new staff. Hold on, what does this do? It lets you spin around in a circle? Okay, hold on. Let's just see what this does. Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting. So we can do kind of a big round AoE attack like this. And the special attack is to whip in a wide arc. Okay, yeah. So this could be all right for certain circumstances. Let's run with it just for a moment. If I need to swap back, I can certainly do that. Destroy a tower to stymie some enemies. All right, we're just going to continue cycling around and just keep running and keep attacking. And hopefully, if these enemies keep clustering up like this, we'll be able to just clear them out before they can kind of overwhelm me. Not sure it's going to work, but all we have to do is just kind of run relatively close to enemies, and we should be able to take them out. That said, we are taking a lot of damage, so I'm just going to go ahead and say I don't think this is going to be as good for us right now with this gear setup as the Bomba Bow. So let's do that, and then we'll just try to destroy this tower as quickly as we can. Yeah, we're clearing out enemies a lot faster. The heat-seeking is kind of working against me a little bit here. It's targeting not the tower instead of, you know, what I actually want to hit. And you have to destroy the tower to actually beat the level. So can you guys, thank you, there we go. Finish the target I actually care about, you stupid gloves. That's fine. We could have always taken them off if I had to. Find another staff. I mean, yeah, whatever. Just fires off a bunch of energy bolts. What do we have here? The Crusader's effigy in the prison. Same thing we've seen before, okay. Like I said, there's a little bit of repetition here. It's not always a bad thing. Sometimes it helps to kind of plan your run and kind of roll the dice as far as what you think you're going to see. Now, what is this guy? I haven't seen this before. Ominous things are ahead. We might survive. Okay, I actually have a buddy who's going to help me. Okay, tell you what, you stay and tank all the hits. I will hang out back here, and I will stay in the relative safety. I have a bad feeling this guy is going to die, but maybe we can just go ahead and clear these things out. These big barbarians who charge at you, these guys are the worst. Absolutely hate dealing with them. Hate it. Oh my gosh, this just keeps going. It just keeps going, and the guard's down. Hold on, I'm about to die. Guy, and I am dead. Ah, gosh. All right, I'm apparently not powerful enough for level 9. Boo! This does mean we burned through all of the hope that I've generated. We're now getting into the negative. If I keep losing like this, eventually we're going to get down to that negative 100 and I could lose some items. Let's give this one more try. I know that I could go farm the lower levels, but I'd really like to actually make some progress here. Now, we actually finally found a shield, so I can show you how this would work. Instead of having the dash, we just kind of walk around like this and block attacks. With certain builds, might be a necessity. It's actually going a lot better so far with the fire staff. I just sort of understand this weapon. Oh, what do we find here? The Alchemical Codex, a legendary book. 540% potion drop rate? Wow, if you use potions a lot, that could be good. And honestly, I should. Potions are not bad, right? Boost your defense by 50%, or your damage by 53%, etc. The extra attacks, lightning strike, fire strike, and ice strike for 70 seconds, right? Some of these can be really good. Another waves of enemies room. Yeah, so this is where I think one thing that this game will benefit from in the long term is more variety of the different levels, right? I mean, if you're going to have a game where you just, like, have to go and kill all enemies in a room and stuff, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of map variety is going to be key. And then we're going to go into this sort of situation, right, where you have to deal with slay all enemies. It's just the same dang arena. What can you do that's going to add a bit more variety and make me want to keep diving into the dungeons again and again and again? That's going to be the challenge, I think, for the devs and the publisher as they go through all this. For now, I think that this game has a lot of promise to it, but it mostly just suffers from a fair bit of repetition. He says, knowing full well he has said this multiple times, which in and of itself is somewhat repetitive. Irony. Still, looks like we're going to be able to get through this without too much problem. Okay, and we have successfully survived the dungeon. I've gotten through level 9. Ooh, that means that we are about to be able to find some sort of a boss, presumably. Let's go ahead and collect all these hope stones. We'll give it a run. I'm just gonna see what the boss is. I don't expect to win this, but I am curious. Guardian of Arrogance. Welcome, child. You've come to challenge the order of things. It takes profound arrogance to destroy what you do not understand. The cost is greater than you realize. Wotana preserve you. Wotana, I believe, being some sort of a godlike figure in this game. All right, so in this, we have a lot of different enemies. We are not doing nearly as much damage as I would have done with something like the Fire Staff, so this might be a good reason to get rid of this. So we're going to go ahead and swap that out, but you can see how that might have worked. I think we're just going to stick with the tried and true thing. If I need to swap over to explosives, we can, though. Might bring back out the big honking crossbow. And if there was ever going to be a time to use potions, this is probably going to be it. So I might want to go for the extra attacks and stuff when we get to the boss. Let's just make sure we survive these rooms first. All right, boss time. Whoa! Okay, whoa, 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 whoa. Chill out. All right, hang on. Let's use the crossbow. Let's swap this out for the extra attacks. What? Let's use it. Okay, just even trying to dodge around is proving to be a problem. Holy crud, we do a lot of damage when I have 3 explosive attacks. Many have come to challenge me in my long years. You did not think you were the first, did you? The fortunate among us were humbled by life's cruel lessons. Let me be the first to teach you such a lesson. We got phases. Is that what's about to happen? Okay, it looks like I'm about to have to deal with a lot more enemies. Good thing I've got lots of explosions. Holy crud. All right, let's try to take advantage of this potion for as long as possible. Seems like I can kill literally everything in my path. Yeah, arrogance indeed. When you do triple explosions, I think maybe I've earned the arrogance just a little bit. All right, get in there. Hit him, hit him, hit him. Hit as hard as you can. Come on. Oh, I think we just triggered the next phase. Many ages ago, I was like you, arrogant, proud, innocent. I believed I could reshape the world to my liking. Now you must learn what I did. Humble yourself before the edifice of this world. Are we about to go restart all the phases? Oh gosh, dang it. It's fine. Hopefully we can get some explosions before this runs out, which is gonna, it did finally run out. Darn it. Okay, I was enjoying the power while it lasted. And here we go. I'm gonna drink like all my potions. Damage, speed, and attack speed. Go, 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 go. Come on, come on. Oh, he's so fast. But we got him. Hey, that worked. It's over. I'm relieved from the endless struggles of this world. I truly mourn you, stranger, for your struggles have only just begun. Give me that coin. Don't step in the fire. And we get some sort of really cool gear. The Crown of Arrogance. Melee attacks send out waves of light. Ice Strike. Huh. Well, I don't have a melee weapon, or I would happily show that off to you, but okay. So this just kind of proves how incredibly powerful some of the potions can be. And now I get a lot of extra hope stones. Thank you. My hope is extremely high. So now the Necrovale dungeons have been conquered. All right. So that would then mean we now need to turn to one of the other 4 paths that would get me to a seal. Oh, and we get a little bit of backstory from the guy who sent me to the Necrovale in the first place. We have shattered the seal of arrogance. We must tear this world down, apparently. Yeah, I mean, the Necrovale seems like a horrible place. Who wouldn't want to break it apart? And yeah, we did get rid of a seal. Okay, my theory is confirmed. So that's a look at Into the Necrovale. Like I said, I think this game does have a lot of potential. All the different varieties of weapons and gear and the ways you can build out your character are going to be pretty darn exciting and fun for a lot of people, I do think. The game does suffer, I think, from just the progression of having to kind of generate hope stones very slowly, which means it's not until you beat the very final boss of the dungeons that you even probably have enough to unlock all the different characters and stuff and fully draw you into the world. Plus, there's a lot of repetitive levels and stuff like that. Oh well. But I think that this game could be pretty darn fun as it continues to develop, and probably the progression issues I've got are going to go away once all the different paths are available. Maybe there are more ways of generating some more of these hope stones early on, so I can kind of get through like level 3 in every different path, and I've got everything unlocked before I've even gotten to the really hard content. I'm not sure. That's just how the demo is currently set up. If you guys would like to try out the demo for yourself, of course, there's going to be a link in the description down below to the Steam store page, so you can give this game a go and see if it strikes your fancy. In the meantime, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, make sure you hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.